Okay, let's talk about forces. But now let's talk about forces at angles. Now, a key thing to understand is we're going to have to use a little trig here. We use nothing but right triangle trig in here. SOHCAHTOA, remember, is something you need to know for always. So if I say this is 100 newtons, I need to resolve it into its x part and its y part. This is 100x. That's 100y. And Pythagoras' theorem still works. 100x squared plus 100y squared is equal to 100. So generally you're going to be given this angle. Well, let's say this angle is 30 degrees. And then what you're going to simply say is, well, if I'm looking for this side, go ahead and label our sides of our triangle: hypotenuse, adjacent, and opposite. So therefore I'm looking for adjacent. Well, adjacent, I know the hypotenuse, I know the angle, so that's going to lead me to cosine. So I'm going to say the cosine of 30 degrees is equal to 100x, remember that's my unknown, divided by 100 newtons. So then when I do a little algebraic manipulation, I get that 100x is equal to 100 newtons times the cosine of 30 degrees. Now, you don't have to remember sines and cosines. Your calculator does them for you. So 100x is going to equal 86.6 newtons. Now, the more general way of saying it is the force in the x direction is equal to the total force times the cosine of theta. Now, if I want to look at the y side is opposite. I know the hypotenuse, I know the angle, so therefore I'm going to be led to sine, and I'm going to say the sine of 30 degrees is equal to 100 newtons, 100y over 100 newtons. Presto changeo, little mathematical genius wizardry stuff here, and you get 100y is equal to 100 newtons times the sine of 30. Notice how the units stay there. There's no reason for it, and that's equal to 50 newtons. And then, so the generic way of saying it is Fy is equal to Ft times the sine of theta. Box. Cool. You need those two. And then here's one thing you can do. You can say Fx squared plus Fy squared is equal to Ft squared. Pythagoras still works. That's cool. So then if you put in your numbers from above, you get Ft is equal to 100 newtons. Yay! Okay, another thing that I want to make sure, just in case we see this on angles, for compass headings, never eat shredded wheat, because you may see this. I don't tend to use it that much. I tend to use everything measuring from 0. But there's another way that they do compass headings. For example, if I had something like this, the way I would say this is it's 30 degrees north of the east line. So it's 30 degrees north of the east line. So I could also do it this way. I could say 60 degrees east of north. So it's another way of doing it. So if you had something down here, let's say it's 20 degrees this way, it would be 20 degrees west of south. Just in case you see that, I don't know that I'll use it, but just in case you see it. You need to be able to resolve into components into their angles, and that needs to be the first thing you do. Whenever you get an angle and you get a force, do it. More later.